Welcome to Japan English News, Quick Scan. Today's headlines. Kishida says he is not considering COVID state of emergency for Tokyo. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said Monday he is not considering declaring a state of emergency in Tokyo over a recent spike in novel coronavirus cases amid the spread of the highly contagious Omicron variant. His remarks came amid pressure on the government to again place Tokyo under a state of emergency. The occupancy rate for designated COVID-19 hospital beds stood at 49.2%, approaching the 50% threshold to consider requesting a state of emergency. New high of 644 daycares shut as coronavirus sixth wave washes over Japan. A new record high of 644 daycare centers across Japan had been temporarily closed as of January 27 due to COVID-19 cases at the facilities, almost doubling the previous high of 327 set just a week earlier. According to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare tally of certified childcare centers entirely shut down by the virus, there were 7 daycares nationwide that had closed their doors as of January 6. That rose to 86 as of January 13, 327 as of January 20, and now 644. Tokyo asks some COVID-19 patients to self-monitor. The Tokyo Metropolitan Government is asking coronavirus patients under the age of 50 with no pre-existing health concerns, and who are asymptomatic or have mild symptoms, to self-monitor their health at home. The new policy began Monday after the Metropolitan Government suspended the daily monitoring of such patients recuperating at home by public health centers and other organizations. Doubts grow on water release schedule at Fukushima plant. Shovel loaders digging pits at the Fukushima No. 1 nuclear power plant on January 17 were a rare sign of progress in the government's contentious water discharge plan at the stricken site. Under the plan, millions of tons of treated but still contaminated water stored at the plant will be released into the sea over decades starting in spring 2023. However, opposition to the plan remains fierce among local residents, the fishing industry and even overseas governments. Japan reopens mass vaccination center for COVID booster shots. The Japanese government reopened a mass COVID-19 vaccination center in Tokyo on Monday to speed up administering third shots to cope with the new wave of infections driven by the Omicron variant. The center, which opened amid criticism that the government has been slow to offer booster shots, is being run by the Self-Defense Forces and will offer people aged 18 or above U.S. pharmaceutical firm Moderna vaccine. Temp worker in Japan suspected of ordering 150 ramen servings in colleague's name. A temp worker suspected of using the name of a former colleague to place fake orders for 150 servings of ramen through a noodle shop's website was arrested on January 31, Kyoto Prefectural Police said. Nishikyo Police Station arrested the 40-year-old worker, in Shiga, on suspicion of fraudulent obstruction of business. The former colleague had previously been sent pay on delivery orders of sushi and pizza. Household electricity, gas bills to rise in March. 10 electric power companies in Japan have announced a price increase in household electricity prices from March, including Tokyo Electric Power Company, TEPCO, Chubu Electric Power Company and Kansai Electric, KEPCO. The electricity bill for an average household will increase by 283 yen per month for TEPCO, 292 yen for Chubu and 55 yen for KEPCO. The continuous price surge is due to the rise in imported fuels, including liquefied natural gas used in thermal power plants, Sankei Shimbun reported. Japan's consumer confidence falls in January, government lowers assessment. Japan's consumer confidence worsened in January for the second straight month amid a resurgence of coronavirus infections and higher consumer prices, the government said Monday, downgrading its assessment for the first time in 8 months. The seasonally adjusted index of sentiment among households made up of 2 or more people fell 2.4 points to 36.7. The index indicates consumers' economic expectations for the coming 6 months, with a reading below 50 suggesting the pessimists outnumber the optimists. British Prime Minister Johnson cancels planned visit to Japan, government sources. The British government has cancelled Prime Minister Boris Johnson's planned visit to Japan in February due to growing tensions over Ukraine and his alleged participation in COVID lockdown-breaking parties, Japanese government sources said Monday. Tokyo and London had been arranging for his visit in mid-February for talks with Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, but the sources said the British government had cancelled the plan. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.